God. Did you hear that? Oh my God. You might have heard that. Hey girls. My neck is killing me. I'm in the fancy outfit because I gotta leave for work here in 45 minutes. June 11th, 2024. And I'm about to leave for work. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been working so much that with the new promotion, I'm not complaining. I'm not. It's just the reality. I did not anticipate working this much, but I'm happy about it. I'm in a good mood about it. I get to work for you. I get to do this for you. It's a blessing. It's not a curse. And so many people don't understand that the ability to work is an absolute 100% blessing. My eyes are not quite open yet because I got dressed and I hadn't done one of these in a while. It's been a few weeks. Because this is my schedule. Here's my schedule right here. And it's work, 2 days off, work, 2 days off. And you think that's normal, but then it's like 1 day off, work, no days off, more work. Then I'll get 3 days off. More work, 2 days off. And ordinarily you say, well, everybody gets 2 days off. Everybody gets 2 days off with them being home each night. Pilots, not so much. So things stack up. And ordinarily we have about 12 days off a month. Well, that's the minimum. Usually it's about 15 days off a month, about half the month. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days off. Other than that, I'm not here, and I'm working really hard. Because the instructor thing is hard. It's not easy. I'm going to go fly again with a guy who has a very big language barrier. And it makes it stressful. Hence my neck tensing up. We flew together that trip day before yesterday that ended. And he's struggling a bit with the language barrier. Got to have my morning concoction that I have. Electrolytes. Very important. Electrolytes. It makes the muscles actually do what you want them to do. Oh, I'm still waking up. Caffeine is in my future. But I do this, and I even tell people, I'm so happy because my girls are going to reap the benefits of this. Yeah, I'm working my ass off. But you guys will hopefully get to reap the benefits of it. Ordinarily, your average pilot will what's called credit about 80 hours in a month. That's actual flying time, the time that you're in the air. That doesn't take into account being at the airport or in between flights. My credit for this month is 111 so far. That's without any delays or anything like that. And then for the 3-month period, 287. And ordinarily people over a quarter, you'll credit about 240-ish. So I'm working a lot. And it's fantastic. I've already started looking at other houses. I'm excited about that. That's down the road. But, yeah. Whew, it's a lot of work. So I apologize for not getting the usual weekly podcast in, but duty calls, as they say. Grace, I've been really thinking about the letter that you wrote me. I never read it because Jenny didn't give it to me. And I probably wouldn't want to read it anyway because I think I know where it comes from. I know the gist of it. I know what you're feeling. I know because we are so similar. You're a lot like me when I feel like someone has left me. I want to say, screw you, I don't want to see you anyway. That's a standard reaction. People do that all the time. I never want to see you again is one of the most common things that people say when they're desperate for that person to actually come back into their lives. It's a ploy. It's a little bit of a game we play. And, maybe you don't want to see me. I don't know, but I'll tell you this though. Jenny seemed all too happy about it. When you hang out with somebody who's doing something that they know is wrong, they really want to get you to do it too. One of the things that I really don't abide is pilots and flight crew, flight attendants, all those people, when they start complaining about work. Aren't you mad about this new duty rule? And how about this new training event they have us all doing? Aren't you mad about that? You should be mad about that. No, I'm not. I'm not going to listen to you complain. I'm not going to become angry like you. That's what they want because then they feel validated. When somebody drinks, somebody boozes a whole lot, and they know that they shouldn't be doing it, the first thing they're going to do is offer you a drink. You want a drink? Here, have a drink. You should have a drink. Then they can feel validated that they're not doing anything all that bad. Drug use, complaining. And when someone is really, really angry, they want you to be angry too. And then they can feel validated that they're not doing it. They don't want to see happy people. The last thing an angry person wants is a happy person. Somebody else who's happy, that pisses them off more than anything else. And there's this trend of people going along this path. I don't know if it's new. I don't recall this in the past. But they become angry and they try and indoctrinate other people to be angry with them. My personal belief is that that's what you're experiencing. When things go wrong for you, surround yourself with happy people. That's what I did. That's the reason I'm able to maintain and keep going. It's one of the reasons. Mainly it's just to provide for you guys. Muffin, you too. I can't think about anything else. Hence this. Wake up in the morning, I gotta do a video. God, it's early. Ugh. This is ridiculous. Who flies? I gotta be there at 4:30. and then we leave at 5 a.m. Who books a flight at 5 a.m.? Who does that? Making me get up all early? No, it's not that bad, actually. I'm just sleepy. Oh, that's good. We'll be done by 2 p.m., I think. And today we head up to Wyoming. Oh, yeah. I don't think there's a Wyoming shirt in here. Just one second. Hold on. I'm going to take this little microphone off. If you don't... Oh. So okay. Get these here. It's getting a little ridiculous. Just back on. Yep. There we go. I'm getting you shirts from each state I go to. And then my hope is you guys keep doing it. You guys get shirts from each state. But North Dakota, it's got the little sunflowers on it. Lots of sunflowers in North Dakota, apparently. West Virginia with Sasquatch on it. West Virginia, Sasquatch. Wisconsin. Kind of bland with the Wisconsin, but Wisconsin, well, that's Wisconsin. Chicago, Illinois, Windy City. You'll see it. I kind of like that one. I like this one. Mississippi. Right? No, Alabama. Mississippi, Alabama. I don't know. That one. I think that is Mississippi. I'm checking to see if I have one from North Dakota. I don't think I do. Texas. I got these ones bigger because everything's bigger in Texas. Louisiana, Arkansas, Arizona. So these are for you guys. Muffin, I also got you a little, and Tennessee. So I do not have one from North Dakota. That's what I wanted to check. I gotta make a list and cross these off so I know which ones I already have. Oh, I just made a mess. Oh well. So, wait, why did I say North Dakota? Oh my God, Dad, wake up. For God's sake. Wyoming. Cody, Wyoming. Yellowstone. That's where I'm going today. And we'll get that one for you. Kind of a cool Yellowstone shirt, right? But getting back to the harboring of the anger, I was watching this. I watched a podcast of 3 fighter pilots. This is Gonky, Mover, and Wombat. Those are their nicknames. I don't think their mother actually named them that. But they're talking. They're talking about the same kind of stuff that I do. They often do that. So here, watch this with me.
She said, which I thought was very, I'll say interesting, but profound maybe, is, you know, you can wake up every day and you can either choose the darkness or the light. You know, and I think that's an interesting perspective. And, you know, a lot of times my pastor will say every day, you know, you have to wake up and you have to forgive yourself and others, and you have to forgive the things that have happened that you think that are unjust. And I think that's choosing the light, and that's very powerful. But I mean, that's mentally, that's how I deal with it. Mover, what do you think, man?
Yeah, that's a tough one because, you know, yeah, I mean, I've lost both parents very suddenly, very unexpectedly. It doesn't get easier, you know. It's not something that you deal with and you're like, man, this is easier. You know, I know what to do. I think everyone grieves in different ways, and in times like that, when you lose somebody, you know, unexpectedly and stuff, you just got to feel your feels. You know, you just got to go through it and live it and experience it. But you also have to realize that forgiveness is the only way forward. And by that, I mean, it's one of the things I learned when I was dealing with the T-38 stuff is if you don't forgive and come to terms with it, it'll eat you alive. And I think that was one of the things I struggled with, you know, losing my mom when I was a teenager or preteen, losing my dad when I was 30. You know, you go through all the different phases of grief when something like that happens. But one of the things that kind of, I think it sticks around, it lingers, is there's a little bit of resentment because you feel like they left and they just left this big hole in your life. And you don't know why, and you don't know what you did to deserve it, but you also don't know how to cope with that. And when I was trying to figure out, you know, being comfortable again with that jet, I discovered, you know, I was reading books and listening to audiobooks and stuff, and one of them was talking about writing a forgiveness letter. And I did that. I did that for both my mom and my dad. And I think when I did that, you kind of realize that you're harboring a little bit of anger on top of the sadness because it's not fair. You know, when somebody dies, you know, at 90 years old, it's a lot different than somebody that dies at 44 years old. And so the survivors sometimes feel cheated. And it is selfish. Obviously, you know, we're not in control. You know, we try to be, but we're never going to be. But having that ability to forgive, I think, is a good step. And then the second part is holding on to the memories and cherishing the memories. You know, like we talked about with Frenchie earlier in the segment or in the show. Being able to go, hey, this is what I remember about that person, and holding on to it, you know, talking about it next year, talking about it a year after that. You know, the only thing that keeps somebody alive after they're gone is the memories. And I was talking to my stepmom.
So I watched that last night as I was getting in bed, and it obviously made me think, Monkey, about the letter that you had written me. And it's exactly what, before I even heard Mover say that thing about harboring anger, like I've been cheated, that was what I anticipated was in your heart. And we can always turn these things into a good thing. If I'm right, which I don't know that I am, but if I'm right, you got indoctrinated into that. Muffin, probably you too. In fact, I'm almost certain of it. Take those people, if I'm right, take the people who indoctrinated that anger and resentment into you and bred that resentment because they wanted you to be like them, because they offered you that drink, you know, so to speak. Number one, realize that you don't want to be like that. That's the most important part. And number two, what both of them said is that forgiveness is the only way. Because if you then start resenting them, well, that defeats the whole purpose. There shouldn't be any resentment. None. Zero. When I decided to make a change in my life, I looked at a ton of different aspects of self-healing, of how to go about healing. One of them is the 12 steps. The 12 steps were designed for substance abuse, but they're not limited just to that. They're not even, every person can benefit from the 12 steps if you do them legitimately. If you really dig, and it hurts, It hurts like going to the gym. It's gonna be uncomfortable if you actually want to see a change. Step 4 is taking a moral inventory, and specifically a moral inventory of the resentments that we have. You've heard me say this before watching the other videos. To get rid of those resentments, we have to figure out what we've done. For you guys, nothing. Literally nothing. You didn't do anything. You just feel cheated, and so you have a resentment. You can immediately say, well, you guys didn't do a thing. You're great kids. Wonderful. I never had a problem with you whatsoever. Not even slightly. Once you realize that if you really didn't play a role in it, and you didn't, but in anything in life, if you ever see yourself having a resentment and you really dig deep and you go, I didn't play a role in this, it helps you let it go. You're still going to be looking for that reasoning as to why that particular person did whatever they did. For this, you've been lied to. You've been told that I left you. Not true at all. So you built a resentment based on a lie. The resentment isn't actually towards me. I don't think. Maybe it is. Maybe it is, and I don't know it. But either way, find out who actually caused that resentment. And if it was you, you change something. And if it really was just somebody else, well, then you let them know. And if they're not willing to make a change, then you let that person go and you forgive them. All of that being said, I will do whatever you guys need me to do. That's been my goal in life, is to mold myself into the person you need me to be. So wherever you are right now watching this, Monkey Muffin, wherever you are, even if I'm not around like these guys were talking about, know that I was willing to do whatever it took to be there for you and to be the person that you needed. I may not have been that person before, but that was because I wasn't doing well emotionally and mentally or spiritually or physically or anything. I wasn't doing well at all. I wasn't me. This person wasn't there. This person, the guy who's been fighting to see you for the past 3 years, I would have done and will do whatever it takes. Doesn't matter. So, I wanted you to know that because I was watching that. They're talking about losing loved ones, and that's one thing that can build a resentment. There's a ton of them. But look to yourself and see what did I do to build that resentment. Believe it or not, for your CLR, I actually do forgive her. I know she's not well. You can't behave like that and be well. You can't have, when I shake somebody's hand, when I shook her hand, and I can feel the rage coming out of her, literally, I'm not kidding you. Like, I felt it. It was this unbounded rage inside of her. Unbounded? A lot of it. There's no way to be well. I can tell you firsthand. You can't be well when you're harboring that much anger and resentment. So I sympathize with her, as you will be able to do. And then I go, yeah, I get it. Gotta let it go. Or you can keep going down this path and create your own hell. That's a whole different video that can surround a concept that's been inspiring me, that we create our own hells. I listened to another podcast where they talked about the gates of hell being locked from the inside, and then there's this play. I can't remember the name of the play right now. A play like, on a stage, people acting. It's 3 people in hell, and the door to exit is right there, and they know it's unlocked. But each one of them starts harboring resentment at the other ones, and they won't leave. They will not leave. They have the opportunity to leave, and they don't. And I started realizing, and I'm slowly realizing now, that people create their own hell. God doesn't condemn anybody to hell. They choose it, and they even create it. The reason I'm back wearing this and got a new name, I got a new name tag. Yeah. Line check airman. Haha. I did that for you girls. Solely and purely and 100% only because I gave up the resentment and anger. They're still doing things right now. As of yesterday, they're still filing things and doing things and still trying to antagonize me. I'm not going to engage with them. I'm not. I'm just not going to engage with them. But I will still tell you about it so that you don't go down that path. So you can avoid that path. So, resentment. It seems to be the path towards creating our own demise. Anyway, funny stuff. I was just looking at 9gag. Oh, this is not even funny. This is not funny. But big lesson from my experience. Most people out there, the vast majority of people out there, when other people are in pain, they will sympathize with that pain. Then there's that small percentage who have no sympathy, and then there's even a smaller percentage of people that actually take pleasure in other people's pain. We're going to get to the funny stuff here in a second. I think there's more funny stuff down below. But this woman here murdered a 3-year-old child. Not funny in the slightest. There's nothing, It's supposed to be a funny website, but sometimes it gets this way. But it's a good lesson. She's being read the charges against her.
2903.11A1 and or endangering children in violation of Ohio Revised Code section 2919.22B2. Count 4 alleges that on or about June 3rd, 2024, the defendant did knowingly cause serious physical harm to JW on date of birth 10.
That's enough of that. We're not going to give her any more attention. If you ever run into anybody who sees you in pain or sees somebody else in pain and laughs about it, you do you, but I swear to you, get away from that person permanently. You can't change them. That's a psychopath. That is an absolute psychopath. It's something I've seen a few times in trying to help people recently. Recently, I mean like in the last 3 years. They're trying, well, in any case, it's a real sickness. A real, genuine sickness that you want nothing to do with. I don't know what's going on here. Two people yelling. Is everybody yelling at each other?
Absolutely ridiculous to be 2 years into your career and counting your ideas. Everything to you is an opportunity. And you should be thanking me every morning when you wake up, calling Jesus for giving you another day. It's your job. I give you money, you give me ideas.
You never say thank you.
That's what money is for. You're young. You will get your recognition.
I mean, I see the point. Don't look for recognition in other people. That's what I take out of that one. These are feeling frustrated by IBSD. Well, I would be. IBSD is irritable bowel syndrome with diarrhea. When they need you, when you need them. Yeah, that's unfortunately the truth. Ooh, hold on. I'll watch food all day long. Yeah. There we go. Does it have basil leaves in it? Wow. That's phenomenal. We got the sauce going. Yeah. Good. Oh, the mozzarella. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. That's good stuff. It's a windy day. See, there's funny. That's good. If I ever wanted to make mom laugh, somebody going through the shot with something funny happening, that was the number one way I could make mom laugh. I'd find something just like this. You got the steady shot and passing through. And then you get the Pirates of the Caribbean thing. That's funny. Depression goes beyond sadness. Yes, it does. I don't know what's going on. Ooh. Wait. I don't understand what happened. What happened? It's my alarm telling me it's time to go. See, it's just, you won't catch girls doing that kind of stuff. Maybe you will, I don't know. Boys do silly things. Well, here you go. Then you got the boy. So, at some point, women no longer are kids. I don't know what happens there. Well, not all of them. It's a generalization. But at some point, she enjoyed doing silly things. And he's still just enjoying doing silly things. I don't know. Jeez. Men are simple. Put his head in your lap and whisper you did good. And he's as good as yours. It's true. Well. A large number of Muslim women are abandoning their cult religion and reverting to Christianity. It's good. Yeah, so be welcomed. That's fantastic. Good for them. Barbara, you like it? I like it. He's got a jacked up haircut. It's true. Well, yeah. Yeah. I've had some really bad haircuts in my time, and you never want to hurt the... I even have a tattoo that wasn't supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I didn't want to hurt the tattoo artist's feelings. Experience About sponsored. Oh, it was supposed to be turned down for what? He's pissed he didn't get his jam. That's good stuff. Oh, yeah, that cute little pupper. No. It's a good joke. I hope he doesn't end up in court. Too soon? Nah, whatever. Weird Al Yankovic turned down a $5 million beer endorsement deal. He thought it would be ethically wrong because a lot of his fans were young and impressionable. This guy is actually like a really, really wholesome dude. I like Weird Al. Weird Al, you might not have ever heard of him or seen him. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. And a genuinely good guy. Which advice would you give to your younger self?
What makes you say that?
Spread my feathers and let my beauty shine.
Don't be so afraid. Take any opportunity that you have for your future. Because as a teenager, I had a very simple, boring life, and then I had the chance to go to Japan, and it changed my life.
Don't get so hard on the face. Don't get so worried. Have fun. Have a little fun.
Seize the moment. Say yes more often. Don't always say no. Don't always think things over too much.
Now I realise that my life I've probably not done things because I'm too worried about what might happen. Really, just go for it.
What advice would you give to your younger self? Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Make hard decisions.
Don't worry yourself.
Yeah, so the trend here, and I agree with all of it.
Say that.
Don't worry about stuff. Don't worry about stuff. Things play out. And they are not, I guarantee they will not play out the way you want them to. That's the test. The test is accepting that things play out just fine. Maybe not. No, not maybe. Definitely not the way you want them to. But they will play out. And you're going to be fine. Yeah. That sounds to me like all of them agree with me. So they're smart.
Too much we want to eat.
Hold on. I love Scottish accents. I don't know what. I was gonna make the same noise. He's already stressed. He looks like he's afraid of heights. Woo! Yeah, that's exactly. Ooh.
I'm not doing very well at school. I'm reading at a third grade level. I really don't want to get left back. When I see somebody reading for fun, it makes me feel that much more stupid. Then I get mad.
I didn't know that. Thanks so much for opening up.
Shut up, queer.
Why you gotta go there?
I've been having sexual fantasies about some young guys at school. I'm afraid of these feelings, what they might mean.
Because I hate myself so much, I gotta point that hate outward towards you.
You understand this on such a deep level that you
Now I'm gonna punish you physically for acknowledging my emotional problems.
I don't know how I feel about this, because this is actually striking a chord. He's projecting all of his insecurities onto the other kid, which is exactly what happens. And not just kids. Adults do it too. Adults will sit there and project all of their insecurities onto other people.
I'm not doing very well at school. I'm reading at a third grade level. I really don't want to get left back.
That's why nobody who does well in school is a bully. It's people who don't do well. Nobody who has a good personal life is going to just try to destroy somebody else's personal life. Nobody who does well at work is going to try and talk negatively about somebody at work. Got the ball. Oh. The guy on the TV threw the ball. Oh, puppers. Ooh, Jesus. Ah, no. That was amazing. Ah, poor little guy. This one. Oh, it's a pane of glass. Well, that's just mean. Let the dog know the glass is there. Jeez Louise. Don't touch me. Seals. There was a time I was about 18 years old. I'm off the beach in San Diego and I'm sitting on a surfboard. One of the few times I ever surfed. But I'm sitting there and I'm just enjoying the scenery and being out in the ocean. And all of a sudden I feel something. Not a plant, not seaweed, something bump into me. You've never seen my legs come out of that damn water so fast. I just snapped my legs up onto the board. And I'm having a mild heart attack, maybe a moderate heart attack. And this little seal about 20 feet away just pops his head up and looks at me. And then keeps on going. The little bastard gave me the scare of my life.
Girls, if you grow up, you rely on it, and if you grow up,
I don't know what's happening here.
You're the same one who brags that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money, yet you're taking alimony.
I have 3 children.
But you don't need a man's money.
I'm not even gonna get it. I'm not gonna touch that. Hiring a girlfriend translator.
I had 2 people before, but I can take you to get some. But you just said you wanted to get ice cream.
Hi, who's that? I'm his girlfriend interpreter. It's a subscription service. I don't want to get ice cream unless you're also getting ice cream.
Oh, jeez.
I can't enjoy it without you.
It's gonna be tough, but just I get it. I get it. I really do. I get it. I'm guilty of that. Not saying what you mean. But 99.5% of men just say what you mean to them. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I gotta get going. The alarm went off a while ago. It's time to go. All right. Sorry I didn't do one of these. To sum up, don't harbor those resentments towards anybody. Ever. It's creating your own hell. I'm going to look up that play about the three people when you watch this. It's brutal to watch these three people like create their own hell. And I think that's what we do. So forgive, let the resentments go, and until next time, love one another as I love you, because that's a lot of love. I miss you girls. I'm going to be thinking about you all day. I'll see you the next time you click.